So the Westinghouse company invented these train brakes that were completely radical for their day because if the lines were severed, they went on instead of if the lines were severed, everyone died.
I
Which was
do
the
prefer it when people when we're not in a condition of everyone dies.
right.
That
So
is usually a good thing.
these were advertised to rail companies as the brakes that work even when they don't, which I think is a remarkably elegant way of
Yeah.
Yeah,
phrasing.
fail to safe is a really important thing that people have very rarely done throughout recorded
Yes,
history.
that's true. Well, I mean, that's because like for most of recorded history, engineering was just sort of yeah, not. Um oh, did you hear about in during the Civil War, they had developed a system of cannons where you could put the cannons like 10 feet apart and they were the idea was they would fire a cannonball simultaneously with a chain between it so that you could like scythe down a bunch of men, but they could never get the cannons to fire simultaneously. So, which ended exactly as badly as you are probably imagining.
Right, it would just turn it would just turn into a flail.
Yeah,
Right,
a
like
flail
just
with a
whipping
cannon on
around
one
and hitting
end.
the other
Yeah,
cannon.
that's about to go off. So like
Yeah,
that's the other problem is it's gonna go off, but now it's not pointing in the direction you wanted it to be pointing. Yeah, no, terrifying.
yeah, that's not supposed to do that.
Yeah,
That's wrong. It's not.
that's not ever going to work. Please stop.
Please
Oh
don't.
no, my camera doesn't work anymore. Oh well, I'm not that.
Didn't they usually keep your camera off anyway?
I usually do,
I
but I don't know.
I, I
It's
love
fine.
these.
I don't really care.
I love these icons, by the way, Marco. They're totally dope.
the character profile. Yeah, I like how they turned out.
How do I? How do?
Oh, you don't?
Do we have a cockatrice thing going on?
Yeah. I made a game.
I don't see it.
It's in the other game. It's in the other games lobby, not in the
Yeah,
Magic lobby.
that's where I am.
You
Any
need
of
to
these.
go. So click on Filter Games and check Show Buddies Only Games.
Or just right click and on
Yeah, you
his
can also right click
profile
on.
say show this person's game.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That was the part I was missing. Ta-da! Join.
I'm assuming we're all still using the file I created, right? Not the ones that Josh is making automatically.
I don't think it matters, but I don't know that anyone changed.
Yeah, I mean it's. I believe it wouldn't.
Some of the images.
The only thing that I could think about is the set. If the set names that we're using are different, we're gonna find different. We're not gonna see like people are not gonna see the pictures, but as long as nobody changed, then.
There we go. I'm in. Hacker voice. I'm in. I would be a catastrophically bad hacker, but I would be a really good social manipulator.
But you would be a really good hype man for a hacker.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, if you give me a clipboard and a hard hat, I can walk onto pretty much any site. All right, it will not let me select ready to start.
Let's suppose you're bad. Have you uploaded your deck?
God, yes. You would think I hadn't done this before. I loaded a deck earlier, but that was just into like my regular like deck area that wasn't specifically into this game. So then I completely forgot that I had done that. There we go. Yahtzee.
Yeah, so the character builder now supports like if you go to your character page,
yeah,
there should be 2 buttons in your deck area.
yeah,
and one of them is download set,
Yeah.
which will give you the full set for cockatrice of all cards.
That one did not work for me. Download deck worked for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Download
So
set did not.
it's doing something weird where it always opens it as an external link, and then you have to save as.
Yeah.
I think I can fix that.
Okay.
So,
but other than that, it all looked correct. Like it was obviously all in there.
Yeah, for some reason it doesn't want to activate that other link as a download, even though I put the download tag in that.
That's weird. But yeah, download deck worked flawlessly the very first time I used it.
Yeah, I stymied myself by having a combination of card IDs and card names in the list of cards. And so, like, the first time I exported it, it had like a combination of card IDs and card names in the list. And I was just like, oh, well, it turns out that because the card IDs are typically just like decapitalized, no spaces, like that like just a simplified version of the card name,
right?
That like the cockatrice actually figured it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So that was like I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah.
That it just like figured out what the cards were, but it didn't quite figure it out. It would like show you the right image if you moused over it, but it would not pull up all the actual card information. So it was a little weird. But in any case, yeah, if you follow that link, you can just right click on that page and say save as and save it as an XML.
Okay.
And
that's what I figured, but
correct.
I wasn't gonna screw around with it until I had confirmation that I wasn't just doing something else stupid.
No. If you just go to that page, it should tell you like this is an XML document. Like, what do you want to do with this? There's like no rendering here. And then you say, yeah, just save it as a file, and then it's fine.
Annabelle,
did you get all your stuff worked out, Todd?
It's being so noisy.
What is happening? Why is somebody dying?
My dogs are play fighting.
Oh.
They're really old, so they're only gonna play fight for like 3 minutes, and then they're both gonna fall asleep for 6.5 hours.
Yeah, your dogs are really old.
Yeah, Annabelle is ancient. She's got to be like 12.
Yeah.
Do you mean finding the macro or something?
Did you figure out did you get all your stats corrected and stuff like that?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the only thing I haven't done is tried to like drag them out, like correlate the bars with the stats. So I like put places into the character sheet where you could have like your fatigue and like your damage taken and stuff, but I didn't fill them in, and I didn't figure out how to correlate those with the icons.
There's
on the
a
map.
drop down. So
it's probably fine, but
might be. Yeah, I don't know. Usually with the bars, mine has a drop down, but I'm also a pro user. So that might be it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any features.
Now I can if I make the game and then make you the GM of it, you should be able to access those features, but you can do that. I don't think you want to delete this thing you've set up here, so.
No.
Fine.
It's fine. Did we get Matt? I saw he signed on to Cockatrice.
I saw him on Cockatrice, yeah, but he's not on the
other stuff. Other platforms.
He's not in the Hangouts call, so
right.
There's that.
Well, we could get started. So yeah, you guys is Steven back? I'm willing to do this -1, but we'll at least have a
I don't know what's happening with Steven. He's gone. Let me just go through a little bit of an intro for I guess our one viewer and like for posterity while we wait. Oh, hi, Steve is back.
I'm back.
New overlay, new everything. We have
hey,
a
it's
card view. We have a card viewer now, which you can see cards, so that you can actually. I don't have to like hand down things, and because we moved to Cockatrice, which makes things a lot easier. Also, we have these fancy macros that Josh made, which look dope. I don't. So now I click a button, and it sliced with an entirely legitimate katana. There you go. And also now I can post both as Dave and also as myself and also as button pressed, which is a totally legitimate person. That don't worry about it. Okay, let's let's keep going. One message in chat that just says, Jesus, MTGO is a clusterfuck of a program, and that's it. Okay, Josh, go on.
true, but a non sequitur. Okay, so yeah, you guys came in here. There were a bunch of these spider-like drones that you destroyed, although they did got a bit hairy for a minute there. And then that commotion drew the attention of the guard robots that Courtney and Tim had snuck past on the way in, who then came inside and you had to deal with them. So you have now dispatched this kind of outer layer of defenses here, and you are you know that there are like these giant robot parts that are being assembled in these little C-shaped bays. And so that's what we are. That's where we are now. And then there are these four tall bay doors down at the other end.
Cool.
Oh, okay. I was seeing just a completely black screen, and then I realized I was zoomed in on the wrong part of the map.
Yeah, I had the same thing
Yeah.
at the beginning, but
Yep,
like
I had that as well.
Oh, Matt, did you figure out your character sheet and fix your stats and all that stuff?
I looked at my character sheet. I fixed my stats. I did not see any macros.
It's in the
I had the
character
macros that I.
So if you open your
I
character
saw the macros I had
sheet.
written. I didn't see any macros on the character.
it's under
It's
ability.
not-
Like if you click on your character sheets, and your
Yeah.
character sheet, you have
it's in a different place.
I mean, it's in the same page though. You go to attributes and abilities, and like you have two abilities marked, and you can.
Okay, all I have there is offensive stance, defensive stance.
Right. So click one of those.
Okay.
All right. Cool. And if you change your as down at the bottom, instead of saying Matt, it will say Tim.
Tim? Okay, so the defensive stance will do an attack.
Yeah, it,
Right.
it
So
does
they
an
both do
attack as
but
if you were in
the
defensive.
offensive stance will give you your +1.
Okay. Okay.
And again, I just like kind of guessed at what the appropriate dice were. I didn't actually check. Like yes, I could have looked at your character sheets, but I didn't care to.
This looks right. No, this looks right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a D10, so. Yeah. Okay.
Man, I really need to
I
fit
have
Curtin's
since
neck.
I do own the database, I could have like hacked my way through to that, but you haven't sent me the links to the characters yet. I don't think they're linked from the campaign, so they're not easy for me to find. Which
Sorry.
I think I just didn't request. Like it's not your fault. I just didn't. I just don't have them.
Thought I had sent it. I apologize for not doing so. Okay.
No, I don't have any of them, and I assume that it's because I didn't ask for them. Otherwise, like I would have gotten some response.
The response would be no.
Okay, so yeah, you guys have messed up the joint. And so there are now these open bays with robotic bits in them. There are several wrecked up robot corpses around your feet, and there are these large high bay doors that are currently shut.
We were taking a look at stuff, right? Earlier. I don't know if we found anything that it was.
We found a
Yeah, you had taken like a quick scan. Ooh, thank you, Todd.
Found a giant mechanical hand.
Yeah, well, and the fingers.
Or was it just fingers? I thought it was a whole hand. This is not a productive area of discussion.
That work?
Which is one of my all-time favorite Futurama quotes.
Did you lose the last character on that? It didn't work when I tried to add you. In any case, it doesn't matter. We'll deal with it later. You had basically you'd seen that there were like panels that were next to each of these doors, but you hadn't had time to investigate them in detail. And then there are a couple of these exits from the shaft that Merwin and Dave, or Strider _69, came up.
Strider _69. Makes me laugh every time.
Nice. Okay, and where about, like, what? So the little drain that I climbed out of,
You're more or less standing on it. Like it's relatively close to there.
There are more drains? Or...
There's one more. So there's
one more.
One at this end of the building, and you can see that there's one on the other end of at the other end.
I'll be back real quick. I just want to make sure I haven't set my kitchen on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I look at Dave and I'm like, Operation Kandiru Part 2.
No.
And just start moseying down the building towards the other drain.
Okay, sure.
I do not follow him.
Yeah, the other. Let me draw it in for you. But it's.
Is it going to be so far down the hall that I can't see it? Oh wait, here we go. There we go. I fixed it. Oh, and I need to update my luck. I assume that we're gonna like get
yes,
some luck.
You regenerate your standard allocation of luck.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. Nope. I want
Which
none of
for
this.
me is 2/3 rounded up. Is that what we landed on?
Are you stealing your own cards?
Why are you stealing cards from me?
Because you have cards and you shouldn't.
Just throw them away.
I was going to throw them away, fine, exact.
Well, how about you ask me to do something?
I'm gonna steal them and throw them in the garbage.
Because this is more fun.
Oh, I see the game is actually open. Sweet. I was paying attention to the other screen. All right. Oh, cool. I could see hands and everything.
Yeah, I set it so that you can see hands.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah. That's what's going on.
Sweet. Okay, so I get that actually restores all of my luck, so that's pretty cool.
I am also at full luck.
2 of 2, baby.
Yeah.
All right, Todd. What's Courtney up to?
All right, so I start I mean, does anything happen? Can I just?
No, you can go down there.
Okay, I'm gonna mosey on down here.
Sweet.
Um,
Right, Todd, what's Courtney doing?
lost Courtney.
Todd, you're on mute.
Todd, this is your conscience.
I've been saying it like 4 times. So I like to come down here next to Merwin, where an access panel is, and just start mucking around with it to see if I can get it to get control of it.
I
The
like
access
how
panel? Okay, so
I like
when
how
you look
I
at the access
understand.
panels, there are 4 buttons and a keyhole. I'm just gonna move you the other man.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh no!
Okay.
You're instantly
So-
annihilated.
Oh, we don't need that great. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you see that these are arranged physically in the way that that correlates with the other map. So this one in the top right was with the top right bay. This one in the top left was in the top left bay, etc.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So there are these 4. Each one has a very similar looking instrument panel and a label. And this is a keyhole at the bottom.
Why are 3 of them Greek letters and the 4th one is some sort of eldritch abomination?
So the ring around the keyholes are different from each one.
They're all different colors.
Yep. The key looks to be the same, but the color around the keyhole is different.
And the dots are buttons, correct?
The dots are buttons. And so if you take the button pressed icon, you can
Right.
drag it on, and if you push a button, it will light up.
Oh, neat.
So it's like a little light up icon. It's like, hey, I pushed this button on this panel.
How do you drag it?
You just go in there, and you should be able to just literally click on
Grab
where
it
this button press and pull it out onto the map. There we go.
like this.
It's not letting me do it. Oh, never mind.
Because you talk to as button press. So just
No, I
put your
was clicking
cursor
on the
the-
picture. You have to click on the actual thing that says button pressed.
Everybody clicks on the picture. It's funny. We all laugh at you.
Okay, yeah. So that's how that works. So this is how we are going to unambiguously refer to what button you are pressing. What button you're pressing.
Puzzles.
Instead of it
And-
just turning into some sort of twister game. Like-
Yeah. So the button, when you press it, it will stay on.
okay. So it stays lit when pressed.
So we can
Yeah,
have multiple
It
button
doesn't stay lit
press.
indefinitely, but it will stay on for several seconds after it's pressed.
Okay, interesting. All right.
We have not uncovered any key-like object.
No.
Is
And
there
also I
any-
find it interesting that each key, like the colors of the keys correlate to the colors of the circle too, right? There's like a yellow one, a red one, a purple one, and a blue one.
Yes,
Mhm.
correct.
Sure, we can like that.
That is interesting.
So what happens if on Highway Tau we just press the red button, which is like, the corresponding one?
If you just press the button, it lights up for a few seconds, and then it
Yeah, like
turns off.
I mean, without a key, I feel like this may not be super useful.
Do you want to search spider bots for or those other bots for keys or parts that could be keys?
Or down this grate.
So there's 16 buttons,
Go
right?
ahead and make an engineering check.
Stop trying to swim up the urethra. You've already made it.
No, I mean, so there's 16
As far in
buttons.
there as you can get.
Tied to
Oh, I take a picture of this, by the way.
So Tim is looking for some key-like piece of debris.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me an engineering roll.
That's what we call a D12.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
Boom.
You get over, you look at this pile of wreckage, you're like, ugh.
This is dumb. This is dumb. This is dumb.
What is
So-
If anyone is interested in
skill to
assisting him,
search?
but
What is the
Tim has given up.
So there's only 16 buttons, right? Which means there's only about 64,000 combinations. We could just brute force it.
I mean, you could probably touch that many buttons in like 5 minutes.
I am limited by the fact that they stay on for a few seconds. The problem is the reset time is not the...
I whip out like, you know, a 19th century set of burglar tools, and they do not even fit in these modern keyholes.
I watched.
But I have faith in you. Keep trying.
I watched the John Wayne version of True Grit last night, Steve, and I thought of you because all they were talking about was corn dodgers.
And if there's one thing I know about Steven, he will not shut up about corn dodgers.
I would put a bunch of effort into this thing, but it sounds like too much effort. So I'm just gonna like taking a picture of the. I'm just like I whipped out my phone. I took a picture of the thing. I consider tweeting, but I decided against it because who knows what's going on in the like you know with the security and stuff. I think I have whole notes about what I would think about. I would write in like the story that I write later about these. You know, like we're probably gonna do like a something like a series of messages on like Instagram or whatever.
Can I like poke down in this grate to see if anybody has dropped a key down this hole?
Sure. Give me an engineering check.
Why do I need engineering for that?
Engineering is engineering, the way looking for stuff works is that whatever whatever type of thing you're looking for determines the type of roll you make. So if you're looking for a manufactured object in a manufactured environment, right,
Got
you are trying to distinguish the outline of a key from ordinary shapes that you would find in a drain.
Right. Whereas if I was looking for a key in like a pleasant glade in the woods,
right,
nature would probably be more useful.
Right, because you're looking for something that's out of place in nature.
Right.
Right.
Okay. All right. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah. So you've got your face on this grain. You're like, guys, I don't see the key down here.
I asked Tim to join me at the blue colored button, the one where the opposite of the where Dave is pushing the red button over and over, taking pictures of it.
I'm not pushing it over and over.
It's just pressed in. Yeah.
Which is the blue colored button? The lower left one?
Correct.
I have an actual question, right? So in the top left we have high bay tau. In the bottom left we have high bay lambda. In the bottom right we have high bay chi. What is the top right?
High bay hangman.
I don't know. Maybe it's esoteric.
That's totally like a. That's totally a Greek letter.
What did you say?
No, it's not. I know the Greek alphabet.
That's totally.
I use that for my job frequently.
So none of the characters line up with NIBO, with the words NIBO, NIBO, do they?
No.
No.
There is no end.
What letters are they?
T, L, and C.
And which one is mystery?
Obviously, we need to purchase in order to keep going.
Top right is mystery.
And this is
We need to buy the DLC in order to get to the next level of the.
It could be like a new which is weirdly rotated, I guess.
I joined Courtney at the thing do he wants. I like slouch over them, dragging my bit of rebar behind me on the ground. I'm just.
I wave the spider arm and I say, "Well,
what is it? What are we gonna do?"
What do you think?" Well, I stick it in the keyhole, see if it actually goes first.
All right, yeah, it absolutely fits.
Okay.
Jose.
What do you think?
Okay.
Blue twist
You
or
want to
what?
push the blue button and turn the key, see what happens? Blue twist, yeah.
All right. I just wanted some backup.
Hmm.
I'll do
I
it.
think
and Tim's
Courtney is
backing up.
hand on key. Tim is just the what you call it.
Okay.
He's a wingman.
Okay, so Courtney, you press this blue button, it lights up, you twist the key, and you immediately receive a powerful electric shock, which knocks you, it blows you back through the air, and you take a fatigue.
Oh man!
Probably should let you do that so I can heal you.
Do you make that like R2D2 noise?
Tim watches you fly back. All right.
I don't, but the staff
Let's
does.
not do that.
Huh. Sure glad I stopped pressing buttons 5 minutes ago. That looks unpleasant.
Are you okay?
He's fine.
Just like sizzling. Lightly sizzling.
Yeah. So that hurt. You do take a fatigue, but that's it.
Okay.
You're not killed or anything.
While everyone's poking buttons and getting shocks, while everyone's cornholing around, I'm gonna just do a sweep of the room to see if there's anything in this room that matches those primary colors. They're the only thing in the room.
There are various signs, but you don't see any other place where all four of them are together. And they appear to be on, there's nothing purple, and red and yellow seem to be on, situationally appropriate warning and caution signs, and there's just kind of some blue signage around.
Right.
So you see these colors, but they don't seem to, you can't ascribe any meaning to it.
Okay. Darn.
So was there going to be an esoterica roll or something to try to figure out what these mystery symbols are?
Yeah, I'll totally do an esoterica roll. What should I link it to?
You could do. Let's just go ahead and do vitality.
So 11.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Nice.
Let's see. Courtney, why don't you go ahead and roll and add whatever is better of your expertise or vitality as well.
Not bad.
Okay, so yeah, between the two of you, you managed to figure out what these symbols are. Tim starts talking about the Illuminati and how he had seen this on a pyramid once, and how this, he saw this when people were trying to pass off fake banknotes and all kinds of he starts talking crazy, and you're like, wait a minute, I know what these are, because you speak and read all human languages. You recognize that these are actually Hebrew letters.
Oh snap, Mister!
Yeah.
I know what these are.
To be fair, they look like English.
So these are the Hebrew letters Aleph, Bet, Gimel, and Dalet, which are the first four letters of the Hebrew alphabet.
That makes more sense.
In what order?
So Aleph is bottom right, Bet is top right, Gimel is bottom left, and Dalit is top left.
Okay, so they start on the bottom right.
This
Yeah. So if you were approaching from the right, you would see the first one on your left, then you'd see the second one on your right, then you would proceed and see the third one on your left and the fourth one on your right.
Okay, I think I understand.
Yeah, it's here, 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 and here, and here.
Correct.
Yes. Neat. Okay. Well, which one did we start with?
Here.
Should we try to start with A?
I mean, should we try to find more spider legs? I laid the spider legs around.
We certainly have more of those.
Did the spider leg? Did the spider leg you find have a color on it? Why did you-
Was the horrifying monster color coded for
Not
our
by the time you
convenience?
found it, at least.
Okay, so
not
why
colored
did we choose
now.
to start on the door we did? Why did we
It
try
was
to open that door we
close.
did? What?
As to where Merwin was.
Okay. Well, can we try to open the first? Can we try to open, this door first?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Well, who's not fatigued yet?
Who's willing to take one
Tim
for the?
takes the key out of Courtney's hand and goes, "No, never mind." He puts the key in he puts the key in this one's lock. Boing, turns it and pushes the purple button.
He turns the key first.
Yeah.
Okay, he is blown through the air.
Okay. Well.
Guys, I have an idea.
Well, that's a first.
I also have an idea. Stop exploding through the air. It is honestly kind of distracting.
So I grab the like now pretty well worn
Yeah, there's definitely like thermal what's that called? It's like changes color. When it gets
Yes.
really hot.
Yeah.
Discoloring.
Yeah. From Tim's smoldering hand, and plug it back into the same one, but I push the button first and then turn it.
Okay. So you press the button, you turn the key, and the light stays on.
Huzzay.
And the door starts rolling up.
Nice.
So we're gonna hop back to the other map temporarily.
Oh no.
Well, I'm just showing you what happens. Okay, so let's see.
600 Balrogs.
Just 85 Balrogs.
30,000 pounds of bananas.
So let's see. Did I actually move you guys over here? Or are you all still on the same map? No, you're not.
No.
Okay.
Here it comes. You should be able to shift ping us down. I think if you hold shift and then click on a space, I think that drags our focus to that spot.
I don't know what that means.
We're in the right places, maybe.
But yeah, this bay is open now.
Wait, which bay? I didn't see an indicator there.
Bottom right.
Bottom right.
Maybe I'm. God, I hate this interface.
Maybe zoom out. Maybe zoom out a bit.
Okay, so yeah, so where we're standing is the door that opened.
Yeah, so this one opened.
Okay.
And this structure in the center here. Okay, so inside of this bay, there are two large tracks that go up the wall on either side of what looks like a partially built like skeleton of a giant robot.
Okay.
So you see that there's like there are clearly parts of the arms, the legs are almost fully constructed, but just basically like the armature underneath. There's no superstructure anywhere on it, but there's like a torso and leg skeletal pieces, and like parts of arms. But it looks like everything has been like packed up and abandoned.
Like boxed up and abandoned?
Well, like you can see where like some random junk has been left behind, but like there doesn't seem to be any equipment for ongoing assembly in this bay.
Okay.
I begin looking for a good angle to take a picture.
What are the tracks on the wall lead to? Do they go up to a hole or?
So they're like they're like train tracks, not like footprints. Like maybe these are for some sort of heavy equipment, like a crane or something like that.
So the tracks are okay. So the tracks are along the floor. They don't go like up the wall.
No, they go up the wall. So this is like they're like something that was capable of vertical translations, like an elevator car, right? But they're that kind of like fixed. They're I was trying to emphasize that these are fixed emplacements for a machine to move across. These are not like footprints on the wall.
Right.
No, I just nothing was like taken up the tracks up through the ceiling of this room to something higher on a higher level than we're on now.
No, you don't see anything that suggests that there is a higher level above this room.
Okay.
This is a very tall space.
Got it. Okay. Tim?
Okay, so so that's what's in that bay.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring you back to the other thing.
Can I do a quick nature roll? Like is this skeleton that I'm looking at proportionally correct?
I mean, you don't even need to make a nature roll for that, more or less.
Okay. Yes.
It is certainly humanoid.
Okay.
What scale is this? Is this massive or like normalish size?
No, this is huge. This is huge.
Okay.
This is probably like 60 feet tall.
Okay. Like a 60-foot tall skeleton. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. The proportions are correct for a 60-foot tall human.
Okay. Yeah, that's important. Important detail.
All right. Interesting. Lots learned there. Who I just sort of like wiggle the arm around.
Well, you can't wiggle the arm is like 30 feet in the air.
No. I'm talking about the robot arm with the key.
Oh, okay, sure.
And I just sort of wave it around, gesturing to the group. I'm like, all right.
While you guys go ahead, I'm gonna try the next thing. I'm gonna remain in that room and like do a quick search, see if I find anything.
Let's go across the hall.
An engineering check.
Across the hall, the next.
Expertise.
Yep.
That's a 15.
Okay. So you find what looks like some kind of blueprint. So you can recognize that there's like it's not the whole thing, like maybe this is a corner of it that got torn off or something. But it looks like this is a part of a plan for this skeleton that you're looking at, except that like there are all kinds of like red lines and like marks where it's like, oh no, this is wrong, this is like just all kinds of corrections and revisions that are scrawled on this thing, but it's not the whole thing. It's just a piece of a plan that has a lot of corrections.
Interesting.
Oh man, Gary Radio is gonna buy this for like a bunch of it. I bet. gonna take it. Like fold it.
Yeah. Kit, you should take a photograph of it with the
Oh, I already did.
fancy rectangle you keep in your pocket. I refer to as an electric gramophone, in spite of the fact that you've shown me an electric gramophone.
I have already taken a picture of it, obviously.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, let's open the next bag.
Well, I mean, we don't know that we will be able to open the next bay, but we can give it a shot. We don't know that it's the same key, right?
It is. It appears to be the same key,
The notch is the same on each door.
Okay.
and also it fit in the other one.
Oh, it died. Okay, well then, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Open the other. What do I know?
All right.
I mean, in your defense, Marco, all keys are the same. Like, large numbers of keys are the same profile. That's what makes keys interesting, right?
Yeah, no. The notch wasn't telling me anything. But if the key fit, I had missed that you had tried the key in the other hole.
It will at least fit in that hole.
Yeah.
It may not do anything, but it will go in there. In spite of the fact that it's been nearly obliterated by they can only assume is a couple 100,000 volts.
Yeah.
All right, so going over to this one.
Okay.
And I'm sort of still gesturing with the robot arm. You know, anybody want to go?
Oh no,
somebody...
you're on a lucky streak, mister. Keep going.
Oh, okay.
So this is still
Fragile.
lit. So the bay door is open.
Yeah.
And the light is still lit.
Interesting. Okay.
If you need to make another one of these tokens, I think you can just drag out as many.
Yeah, you can keep dragging out as many as you want.
Nice. Wait, how do I do that again? I missed that.
You just go to your journal.
Press.
Yeah.
There you go. Have another one.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
I
you
see.
only control the ones you make, so you have to only you can move those, Marco.
I think it's the same token for everybody.
It's not. Those are yours.
No, never mind.
So stop spamming them because we can't use them.
Fine, I'll remove them.
Wait.
I didn't realize that it would do that.
I'm still not seeing this. If I go
That's
to...
fine.
If
You need to click on the text button pressed, not on like the icon of the like meeple. I tried doing that and it didn't work earlier.
Okay. And I still don't see anything.
Okay, so under the newspaper you should have two things. One is called Merwin and one is called button pressed. Is that accurate?
I'm in button pressed. It contains nothing.
No, do not open button pressed. Just click on it and drag button pressed.
Oh, got it. Haha. Huzzay. All right. Hey, mine are better than yours. Mine have a little halo.
Yeah, because you control it.
Oh! God, I'm such a fucking idiot. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. So, yeah. What order did we do it again? It was push button and then turn key, right?
Push button, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to push the button and I'm going to turn the key.
Okay, so you're going to push the yellow button and then turn the key?
Yep.
Okay, you get R2-D2 to cross the room.
Gosh darn it.
Take a G.
And you get the slow clap from Tim.
I think you might need to press the purple button too, because the thing is also open now. So they might need to both
or
be
maybe
on.
or maybe you can only open one at a time.
I will try pressing yellow and purple and turning, but you know.
Well, you're the toughest.
Why don't we close Bay A first?
Oh, I ain't touching that thing.
Yeah.
Like, did you miss the part when it can electrocute you? No way.
that's why your superhero name is Chicken Shit.
Brutal.
Discretion is the better part of courage, as they say.
Can you push two at the same time, or will one go out?
You can certainly push them in sequence.
Yeah, like you can have two on, right? At the same time.
That's right. So you can push them in sequence, and you actually notice that if you push one and then you push another, the first one won't go out until the second one goes out.
Okay, so I will push purple, yellow, and then twist.
Okay. You press purple, yellow, you twist the key, and the bay door goes up, and the purple and yellow lights stay on.
Nice. We're learning.
Told
Through
ya.
fatigue.
Okay. So this time the bay door goes up. You see a very similar scene to what you saw before, except this time the abandoned construction is farther along. So in this one, you can see that the armature for the basically the whole body is complete, and some plating has gone on both the torso and the legs. And you can also see in the exposed parts of the feet and arms that the underlying mechanisms are more sophisticated than they were in the last bay. So this is
Iron Man 2.
I'm gonna start looking for weak spots because I'm starting to see a pattern here. The third one will be even farther along the way, and the fourth one will be complete and will attack us. So I'm starting to look for weak points.
Okay, sure. Look for them.
Is that an engineering check, I would assume?
Yeah.
Vitality or expertise?
No, expertise is fine.
He was hoping to say that.
I was, in fact. 11. No, 9, sorry.
Okay. Nothing stands out that you can see. Although you are struck by the fact that neither of these had a head. So that kind of worries you.
What about if I help him engineer? That's an 11 if I'm adding expertise.
Yeah, you're not able to see anything that you're sure, once the design is complete, once this thing is actually built, right? You can tell where you would attack this thing if you were attacking a partially built robot.
Right.
Which you are right now.
Right.
Roll for initiative.
But with my brain. Are there still those tracks on either side of the...
There are. So the structure inside of here is very, very similar.
And everything still looks the same level of packed up, or?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any evidence, how long it took to get from, that one?
Go ahead and make an engineering check.
Okay.
And get to your expertise.
Boom. That's 13.
Yeah, you think it was probably on the order of a couple of months.
Okay,
right?
This is rapid development.
Yeah. So this is definitely on the order of months and not on the order of years.
Okay. Dang, y'all. They went from number 1 to number 2 pretty quick.
But these are they're prototypes, right? Like kind of started and then just stopped, started fresh.
Yeah.
Well, iteration.
Yeah, iterations. All right, are we just gonna keep going up the chain?
Yep. I think we know how this works now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So who hasn't taken a fatigue yet?
I have taken a bunch. Fine. Which one was number 3? Well, bottom left was number 3.
Bottom left. Yep.
So I'll press yellow and then purple and then blue and then I'll turn.
Okay, you are blown across the room.
I hate all of you.
What did he push?
I mean,
Yellow.
that's terrible.
What he pushed? Yellow, purple, blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we close these? I think Tim mentioned closing them and just going to one at a time.
No,
Can
I
we go
mean
back
he
and-
just pushed the buttons in the wrong order.
Oh, you think there's an order?
Yeah, there's an order.
Yeah, there's an order. That what?
I thought I thought only which were on and which were off would matter.
Purple, yellow, blue.
Yeah.
Why didn't you stop me?
Well, you
You're so
did it
You're
so
very
fast, and you also didn't ask.
It's true.
And usually, if you see someone pushing buttons, it's like, hey, that's the wrong click, turn.
This is exactly how it would have happened in a comic book anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, Merwin takes the key out of your smoking hand and is like idiot. Purple, yellow, blue. Turns the key. Bador rises.
I can at least remember an order.
I just didn't pick up that the order mattered at all. I thought only which were on and off matter.
Look, there is absolutely no time in the universe when I am actually going to outsmart you. Let me have this.
I made a decision. I made a conclusion that was correct given my wrong initial assumptions.
Okay. So yeah, this bay goes up, and you see a robot that is more complete and more advanced than either of the previous models.
Right. I'm again gonna look around and see what this thing looks like. Does this thing have a head?
It is not.
I will be its head. No, I'm kidding.
Are there significant metallurgical changes happening here, or is this mostly just engineering?
Make me an engineering check.
Man, okay, I'm gonna die when we go into combat because I've been rolling really well on these skill checks.
Okay. Yeah, you think that there are some differences, just based on kind of like the color, and you knock on some stuff and it rings slightly differently.
Okay.
You can't tell exactly what is different, but it does appear that there are probably some different alloys employed. Yeah.
Interesting. So can I tell when I'm doing my 18th century, or I guess 19th century metallurgical analyses, can I tell what specifically these plates have been built to resist? Is it clear that they are designed to stop projectiles or to ablate heat or what?
You can tell that they are built to be permanent fixtures largely. There does not appear to be a large amount of ablative material.
Okay.
Although, who knows, that could have been something you apply at the end as ablative material on this.
Sure. I couldn't think of a 19th century word that would have anything to do with ablative coding.
That word is in fact ablative coding.
All right.
I don't know if you say it that way when it's with respect to the coding and not the voice. What is the?
I think it's ablative.
Yeah, I think it's ablative, except when you're talking about the form of the word. Then unless
it's
you're
ablative.
declining the word, then it's ablative.
In spite of the fact that they're spelled exactly the same.
Well, and they mean the same thing.
Yes, that's true.
But I do think you say them differently. I'm not sure though. I'll look it up later. In any case,
I'm going to defer to you two when it comes to science engineering words.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet. And so I guess we've mostly learned everything that we can here. Still no trolley on the tracks.
Nope.
If you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Smoke on the water, fire in the sky.
All right. So I sort of like gesture everyone over to the last bay using this like now clearly ruined robot hand. I imagine at this point it just looks like one of those cigars after it blows up in Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Sort of press the parts that make the key together.
Yeah.
Okay.
The key is the only thing that's intact. Like
The key's fine. The problem is literally everything else.
It's attached to like just a fistful of wires.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. So let's open this last bay.
Okay. I was trying to arrange my windows so I could see everything.
You're fine.
Just failed miserably. Okay. So yeah, you press the buttons, you twist the key, and the bay starts rising. And
hooray!
Other map. So I assume you're applying the same key entry algorithm.
Yes, unlike some people.
Okay. So let's go ahead and reveal some map areas.
Ooh, the fog of war.
Okay, so this is open. You can see that now. It matters. All these doors are still open, right?
Yep.
Yes, because we want to fight.
Yeah, we would like to
everything at
encounter every enemy at once. Just
Okay.
everything.
Look, they don't even have heads on.
That makes them worse.
They have no weakness now. Did you hear about the latest Russian tank that it has the first fully automated turret? Like no one is in the turret. And there's basically just a little armored box down like buried in the bowels of the tank that the 3-person crew sits in.
So it just auto targets somehow?
Well, it just means like there's no one in that turret doing anything. Like all of the loading is automatic. All of the aiming is still done by a crew member, but they're not in the turret to do it, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so arrange yourselves however you're going to be out here.
I assume
shit's about to get real.
Yeah. Are there just like a bunch of health packs and ammo laying around? Where's the panel that I was just touching?
It's like right in front of you.
Right here. Like right there? All right. Well, that's where I am.
Right. Okay. So as these bay doors start to rise, you see that there are a pair of giant robotic arms that are working on a mostly but not entirely complete robot that's even more advanced than the one you saw in the last bay. And this one does have an enormous head on it. Although,
and is extremely well hung.
Yeah, this one's got the largest wiener of any of them.
The full Robodong after years of development. Yeah.
It's
I hope it also had Robo-Nards because
God.
it's about to get geeked in them.
Okay.
Does anything react to us when we open the door?
Yeah. So the head kind of like swivels down to look at you, and like both robot arms sort of like wheel around from like what they're doing, and like clack at you menacingly.
Yikes.
Okay, we leave.
All right.
Sorry, Doc Octopus just came into my mind.
Dr. Coctopus?
Yes.
I'm sure that's a porno.
I'm sure I'm about the first person to think.
Yeah. It's a series. It's the Charles Dickens of. Which is also a great, like, man. If you were gonna write pornos, that would be the name to do it under, right? Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
Yeah, Dickins.
Dickens. Yeah.
Moving along.
my second career aside.
I want to hear about your side hustle.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, these things clack at you menacingly, and you hear this giant, this like booming voice in this room. This, what are you doing here? You're early. Dr. NIBO will destroy you.
Is this
and it starts like, and the head starts like trying to move the body, but the body like isn't quite right. So like the head, you can see that the head is like there was a space where the head was gonna attach to the body before, and it still isn't seated correctly. And the body is sort of like moving in these like weird little like jerky starts. As something is not quite connecting the way it should. But yeah, giant robot head, giant robot arms.
Okay.
Giant robot body.
Dr. NIBO, that's where we're at. That's the title that you decided to.
He's a flying head, you know. So watch out for that.
Right. I suggest perhaps we should attack those arms before they finish constructing this man.
I think the speedster should start closing bays.
No, there's nothing in the other bays.
Yeah, 3 other bodies that the head can attach to that might work.
Yeah, but they're like broken.
No. Yeah, we deal with this. This is the problem. This room is the problem.
All right. Fine.
And that is
like, if it makes you feel better, I am waste a turn doing it, but.
You do you.
Well, Merwin, you've got impetus, so you're up.
All right. Well, I have exactly one idea. And it's to shoot both of these arms. So that I shall do. Oh God, now we have to use a totally other thing. Oh no! Logged out due to inactivity.
Son of a bitch!
It just told me you're about to be logged out due to inactivity. It didn't actually log me out due to inactivity.
Yeah,
only Steve got logged out due to inactivity.
Okay. And now it's letting me actually draw a hand, so that's good.
Some of us already had hands drawn.
It wouldn't let me draw mine earlier. Doop, 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 doop. All right, I'm gonna ricochet on this dude, and let's see how this goes. And let's see. If I'm using ricochet, I'm gonna try to hit all 3 of them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my more accurate weapon. in order to do so. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to hit the 2 arms, and I'm going to use my more powerful gun.
Okay.
So I go through my full like Sailor Moon transformation sequence.
Nice.
Please never refer to it.
Yeah.
It's never refer to it with that in that way ever again.
I mean, but that's what you
it's
see.
25 seconds long,
Right.
but it also is instantaneous.
Right. No
Yeah,
one's
and
gonna
also
see it.
you are naked during the process.
Yes.
Yeah, but your
Except
covered with
in the
sparkles.
end,
Nobody can see anything.
I have like woolly.
Oh, then everything is fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine. That was a show for children, Marco.
All right. Power shot.
All I can think of is screw.
See, I told you. I said as soon as I get into combat. That's really annoying.
Well,
I mean, you can use a reroll. Just putting it out there.
I do have half a dozen rerolls. All right. I'm gonna use a reroll, and I am going to.
Are you gonna reroll just the damage on or?
Yeah. Is there any way for me to? I guess I just click it again and then I tell you.
Yeah, and then you ignore the damage.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna.
I mean, I have no idea if 16 is a lot of damage for you or not.
It's not. It's not bad actually. I mean, it's higher than average.
It's above average.
It's above average. Yeah.
Then you do
All right,
not
so
reroll.
I'm gonna do power. I'm gonna do power shot, but I'm only for the aim.
What's the result on your die?
It is a 6 on a D10.
Oh, then yes, it is above average. Very good.
Yeah. What?
You've been only arguing with yourself this whole time, Marco.
Right.
Agreed.
Did you
Please
think
go
I was
ahead.
constructing an elaborate lie? Okay. All right, moving along. Okay, so that's a little better. I assume that is still not going to hit.
5 is a glance for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the only disadvantage of the macros is I need to kind of recalculate whether it's a miss or not.
I can't believe I just rolled a.
It will be
No,
circled.
it'll have the red box if it's a miss.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the green box if it's a crit.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I don't like using so much luck so early.
Well, then roll better.
Yeah. All right. Let's just make it a glance, and I'll figure out what I want to do with my life. So does that glance both of them?
No. You glance the first target, which makes it not ricochet correctly.
Right. Okay. Correct. All right. So that guy is going to take a whopping.
Right? Ricochet.
What is my glance damage? There we go. 3. Takes a whopping 3.
What is the?
Are you targeting the one on the left or right?
I was shooting the left one. I was trying to ricochet onto the right one.
Okay.
What is the? How high off the ground are these arms?
They're actually relatively close to the ground. They were working on its legs. So, and the appendage part is definitely extending downward to menace you.
I get in there and I attack the same arm that.
The head is way off the ground. These things have also been getting progressively taller. This thing is like just the head is like 15 feet tall.
Wow.
Does a 12 hit there? Oh, I should probably play a card. Okay, so I'm gonna use my free move action, which I get. Computer, please. Computer, please. Play face. I think I might also have disconnected. It's not letting me do anything. What did you do, Steven, to reconnect?
I just double clicked my deck.
Double clicked your deck.
And it let me right back in.
Yeah, I got the
His
pop-up
server
balls.
timeout.
I got popped up. I was going to get timed out, and I put a card on top of my library and then just redrew it. So hopefully that I appear to be still connected.
It's not letting me do anything.
Yeah, you're not connected.
I'm gonna need a drink while Marco futzes with his stuff.
Yeah. You go ahead then. We'll keep my rolls for later and.
No, he's getting a drink.
Hey, but the game
Oh.
no longer exists.
Oh, right, because you're gone. Wait, you're back.
Yeah. I should be back in. I just disconnected and reconnected to the server.
Yep.
All right. So.
I'm glad
Are you
that the game
Hold
is
on.
persistent.
I don't see you in the other games room. I'm trying to reconnect because mine disconnected.
So you need to go filter games and you need to check show buddies only games, otherwise it won't.
Which room are you in though?
Other games.
Oh, there you are. Hold on. Okay, I'm in.
Anyway, I will use my flawless feint.
So pass out.
To teleport 10 feet up and then just stop these things going down. And they gain a +2 aim bonus against everything because they're within 10 feet of me. So that's pretty dope.
Nice.
And they... okay, so does a 14 hit expertise?
14 is good enough.
Okay, so they take 6 damage. And,
why is it 14?
Because Flawless Feint gives me a bonus, +2 aim bonus.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
And yeah, and they take the left arm takes 6 damage, and I am in there.
Very cool.
I will also prepare an action. With my last action, I will prepare an action to gather courage if the need arises, and I will end my turn.
All right. Courtney, Tim.
You want me to go, Todd?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Here's my move card. How do you do the
Oh,
thing?
right. I forgot to burn a move card.
How do you do the thing where you move and it draws the squares?
Hold
I was
down
counting.
Q.
Oh, you have to click. There is like an arrow thing, right? Like this. You mean this? You mean this?
Yeah.
So you see to the left, you have like a bar. You have to click the 4th option from the top, and then it does that.
You just hold Q down after you pick up your character.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So there's my. Oh. Does it not move him? Okay, I've got to.
No. Then you have to
You have to
reselect the
also
arrow
do
and
that.
actually move him.
Pick up your character.
Okay.
Hold Q.
It's not the greatest software. Look.
This was the other thing that Todd was telling us about, where you could have it track your movement.
Yeah, just hold Q. Pick up your character, press Q, and then you're fine. And you let go.
I already did it.
Oh.
I already did it. I
Press
moved
Q
him.
again. And then
I did it. It's been done. Okay. And then enter the fray, moment of greatness, and low blow.
Nice.
And I technically could draw 2 because of the moment of greatness. Boom. Boom.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't care. Okay. Anyway, this is going to be. So I get to move a little bit more. Now to that, no, it's doing it. Anyway, so I'll move to there. Is that adjacent? Or do I need to? I just want to get adjacent. Anyway, so that.
Yeah, one more.
One more. So there. Boop.
Okay.
And does not look like a hit.
I'm gonna use the button
No,
pressed
8 would be a
icons. I'm gonna use the button pressed icons to identify which of these guys are taunted on me, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Sorry, Josh, you were saying?
8 is the glance.
Even against its lowest defense?
Yes, even against its lowest defense, 8 is still a glance.
Do I learn what its lowest defense is?
Yes, its lowest defense is vitality.
Okay.
So you try to like yank a piece out of this, but you don't manage to like get a good psychic grip on anything.
Okay.
So it's 5 damage.
Glance damage is yes. Glance is 5.
Okay.
Are the arms stationary? They look like they can move around.
Right now, at least, they are attached to this pair of rails that's running up the walls.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to wave of devotion. Oops. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. All right. So I will take off, and that will be like, I guess I can only get to. I want to get to here. I want to blast this arm.
Okay.
Yeah. Work. I won.
Nice rolls,
Wow.
everybody.
That's not very good.
I say, we're disarming your operation, and I shoot at one of the arms, and it's as bad as my mind.
And miss miserably.
As bad as the pun.
Did everyone remember to regenerate the appropriate amount of rerolls before this battle?
Yes,
I
generated
I
by
used
1
them all, and I
reroll.
already did that.
I had spent a grand total of 0 rerolls so far.
Okay, sweet. Okay. So that's those guys. So okay, so this one on the left is gonna try to grab at Dave. So this thing seems to actually be pretty fast. And it tries to like grab at your ankle.
I think it's very rude of it.
Yeah. So this is gonna be
pretty fast is relative when you're talking about Dave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he literally can't hit unless he crits. So this is.
Oh
16.
man! 16 hits
versus your expertise.
16 hits even my expertise. I'm just unfortunately rolled a 9 because now it's untaunted.
So you take 6 as this thing glances you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're kind of taken by surprise by the speed of this thing, because it like snaps at you, and kind of like shoves you off balance. I guess you're the only one next to that one, so I guess it will try again.
The left one.
Okay.
So that one is now. If the last one attacked me again, it is re-taunted.
Okay, it is. Okay. Now the other one is going to make a attempt to make a reprisal attack against Tim. This is going to be 14 versus your expertise defense.
That is a hit.
Okay. So it grabs onto your ankle.
Yep.
And now it like yanks you off the ground. And who's it gonna throw you at?
Oh no. Not good.
At least it still would have been a hit, even if I had been in defensive stance. So
Okay, well, he throws you at Courtney. So, this is going to be an attack against might defense. Uh, 14 versus might.
For me or Courtney?
For you.
That is a glance on my might defense.
Okay. So you take 6 damage from being kind of like ripped up off the ground as you kind of like get flipped over head over heels, and then it whips you at Courtney. Okay. So Courtney, since you're basically right adjacent to this, each of you is going to take basically a bunch of fall damage. So if you have acrobatic, or if you have strength or grace skill, you can roll a strength or grace check. Otherwise, to reduce this damage. Otherwise, it will be the full amount minus just a bare d12.
I think you know what I'm going to say at this point, Josh. Can I use grapple line?
You absolutely can. Okay, so Tim, you're totally fine. It chucks you at Courtney, and you like slam into Courtney, and manage to sort of like reorient yourself in the air and just land on your feet. So you take no additional damage for that impact. Courtney, you take 13 damage.
Ooh.
Oh wait, I just realized that I had prepared an action to gather courage, and I got hit, so I've gathered courage. I take the gather courage action that I had prepared.
Good call.
So yeah, you get Tim's ass in your face as he like goes swinging around through the air as he like tries to recover himself after being thrown by this robot arm.
And then recovers himself immediately after slamming in your face.
Well, you broke his fall.
He absorbed a lot of the momentum.
Usually you have to pay extra for that, so.
Yeah. Normally you would have to shower him with ones to make that happen. Okay, so that is the end of both of their activations. So we are back, and now it is Merwin plus everyone except Courtney.
Yes, the everybody but Todd phase. I remember it well.
Formerly known as the Merwin Scrum. But since everyone's in melee.
But usually the way that ends up working out is that after turn 1, Tim and Dave and Dave are in melee, you are in impetus, and then so it's the everybody but Todd scrum. I'm gonna attack the guy to the right since the guy to the left is already taunted.
But I have impetus.
But you are still going at the same time as I'm an idiot. I just realized. It's okay. We're gonna make shenaniganery happen. Oh, you guys go away, please.
Oh, shenanigery.
I'm gonna ring in blow the one. Oh no, I can't ring in blow the one to the right. Oh no! I can absolutely because I have a +2 hit bonus against everybody up until this point. So yeah, I'm gonna ring in blow the one to the right.
Okay.
And which is going to be a 17 against vitality.
That's pretty good.
I hit it for 6 damage.
Okay.
I will then prepare an action to gather courage. And I do not have any desire to move, but this one is also taunted now.
Okay.
And the one to the right will lose an action.
Yep. All right.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot the big scary robot man. Right in his big scary robot face.
So he's still like sort of like jittering around, like messing with this body that is not responding correctly.
Yeah, the robot did not attack us last turn, so let's concentrate on the arms.
I know, but like, if I can do damage to him before he becomes active, that
We need to kill the arms because they are actually dealing damage to us.
all right, that's fair. So, fine. So I'm gonna shoot this rightmost arm, with my dragoon. So that's my power shot. And I'm gonna hit him with rattling shot, which will be against vitality.
Okay.
Power shot.
7 is not gonna be sufficient.
Oh, even against their vitality?
Yeah.
Which is their lowest stat?
Yeah, we already did this whole shit.
Did you know that vitality is their lowest defense?
Alright. Let's
Come on,
see.
Steve, your damage roll also sucks. Reroll it.
Look, ass.
You have 85,000 rerolls. You have 7 luck.
Alright.
What do you want from me?
Alright. I'm down to 5. Like some sort of luck peasant. And I'm just gonna reroll both of those.
See?
That is a hit.
Hi-oh! Alright. And the damage is much better. So yeah, this is my short-barreled but very heavy Colt Dragoon, imbued with the magical power of God knows what.
It's Satan. Release him.
Right. It's either God or Satan as far as I'm concerned.
We haven't quite figured out which.
Yeah.
Not choosy.
Right. Take 15 damage. And very importantly, they were at enhanced attack 1, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So they grant a +4 resistance.
Okay.
On their next attack.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that is everyone in this activation. Merwin, are you gonna move or gather courage or whatever?
Do I get
We'll go ahead and resolve this guy on the right first.
Okay.
Since he doesn't have very much interesting to do.
Yeah.
I'm in melee scrum also when I get a chance.
Oh, I thought you already went, but that was last time.
Yeah, my guy's just kind of buried under the arm, so it's a little hard to see.
A little hard to see.
I'm going to do aggressive stance. I'm going to grant my bonus damage to Courtney, and I'm going to play special delivery. on the right arm, trying to knock the arm into the head.
Nice.
Come on, baby. Yo! Does a 14 hit their might defense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. So I do 14 damage. So it knocks the arm back 14 feet. I'm knocking it into the head.
Oh, the head's like
60
70
feet
in the air.
Oh.
But you can smash it into its ankle.
Yeah. Can I knock the arm into the body, the partially constructed
absolutely.
Body? Okay, yeah, I want to knock the arm into the partially constructed body and just screw it.
Okay. Yeah, make an overpower check.
What's that going to be? Might?
Yeah. So it's just your might plus a d12 plus 1.
Wait, why does he need to make an overpower check? That's part of the card.
I know, but anytime you throw someone, anytime you're pushed into dangerous terrain, you get a chance to.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So this is gonna be worse for everything if.
Okay. So, I don't have a macro for this yet. Roll 1d12 plus what's my might? So 5 plus 1, so 1d12 plus 6. So 15.
That's yeah,
Okay, that'll
that
do it.
does.
All right. So.
So, this arm entered in territory that can only be described as bad news bears.
Oh man. Yeah. So you just grab this thing, so it sort of gets it's feeling cocky, right? Because it's just tossed you.
Yeah.
But you're having none of it. You just you stand up and you just curl this thing back into the structure of this leg. And it deals an extra 11 damage to both it and the leg.
Oh, nice.
So
Cool.
yeah, you just smash this thing against it. It's now looking like jittery.
Technically, this thing was going to deal 4 fewer damage with its next attack, but this is not an attack. This is not its next attack. Okay, never mind. Carry on.
And then I will.
No. This is it being damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I will. There's my face down card to gather courage.
Okay.
That's my go. Gather courage.
Okay,
All
so
right.
it's gonna try to snip at your heels. That's gonna be a 9. Oh, it's just a straight miss. Okay, so it just misses Dave.
On against what?
Against what? It doesn't matter. It's a 2.
Oh, yeah. Then it's a straight miss, no matter what. It is also re-taunted because it missed me.
Okay. It lost its other activation, so that's it.
Yeah, so that's
so
it
there's
for
a
it.
robot
That wasn't a
arm.
great turn for the right claw.
No. This robot arm is not at the top of its game right now. Okay. So this is going to be 13 versus your expertise as it tries to snap at you.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, wait. This one I don't have, so it would actually. That's fine. I have a canon invitation for it.
Okay.
Which is, as I would describe, also bad news bears. Also bad news bears for the claw to the right.
Oh.
So-
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
No.
Oh yes.
Okay. So.
Also-
you're not gonna, the exchange places part won't work.
Yeah,
But
because
you
it's
like,
anchored to the wall.
Yeah, it's anchored to the wall. Okay, so how much is this? So it's a 13 versus expertise. That will hit the other guy. So let's see. This will be. Okay, so that's 11 more damage on that guy.
Oh my god.
When
Okay,
when
yeah,
when the right claw recoiled back from Dave from team hearing it, I just jumped on top of its arm and started basically like attracting the attention of the other one, and then it just slammed into each other.
Okay, so it's gonna try to disentangle itself and make another. Make
Oh,
another
it also attacked me with a 6, so it is re-taunted.
Yeah. And that's gonna be a 13 again against you.
That's a glance.
Okay. So this time.
I will take damage. I do not have an active bonus against it.
So it's a real glance.
It's a real glance, yes.
Okay, you take 6 damage.
Okay.
What-
I had the
Which
gather
one
courage
just, like,
stored, so
Wheel
I'm on.
itself back around and kind of clips you a little bit as it pulls off of its grip on the other arm, which is now thoroughly messed up.
This is the left arm that's doing all this?
Yeah, this is the left arm.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Actually, I have a better idea. I have another canon invitation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Just to complete the absolute not a great day that the right claw will be having.
Oh god. Alright. Alright, this time it really just wrenches it. It was really dedicated to the idea of getting you this time after the embarrassment it suffered last time, only to repeat its previous blunder. Dealing another 16 damage to the other robot arm, which is now sort of like sparking everywhere and like just it's in horrible shape. All right, Courtney.
Okay. This is the range attack.
Ground control to Major Tom.
I love Cannon Invitation so much.
Do wave of devotion again, and I'll make it great wave of devotion.
Nice. Gonna supersize it.
All defense
You got
is great.
You got a +3 damage bonus too.
So I blast through Tim and through this arm, and can't really see under the arm. I think I hit the head still in a 15.
The head is super far away from you.
You can
Not the
blast
head,
into
but the body.
You
The
can hit
body counts as a beam.
Oh yeah. You can hit the body for sure.
Okay.
Target.
No, there it goes. A little delay.
Yeah.
All right.
13 is a hit.
There's a 13 to Tim and everything, right? So it's 13 might. And you said the damage was +3?
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
What's the bonus damage? It is 3. So there's a lot going on. So 3 things get hit. So there's 3 targets. All right. 3 targets. All. Man, I can see where multiple screens matter here. It's all might defense.
Does he need to hit my might defense?
I don't need to hit you.
No.
Okay. Good. Okay. I couldn't remember what the state of that rule was. Okay.
So you just get healed for. Does the damage bonus apply to his healing? Does he get healed for 12?
I'm only 2 off my max unhealed anyway, so I just go to my.
Oh, your fatigue value.
My fatigue value.
All right, so that hits. So it hits anything. So anything in this 15-foot line here takes 12, and then Pristine Radiance is applied. And does that layer 3 times?
It doesn't. It just deals damage to the robot arm because that's the one that's adjacent to Tim.
Okay.
Right. So the way it works now is that it's only when you apply Pristine Radiance to an ally, the damage is adjacent to enemies.
Okay. And then I get to move each target, right?
Yeah.
No, move the target, which is all creatures in line.
Right. So each creature that you hit, which is all of them, you can move them each 15. Oh, actually, you're in it too, right? So because you're in your own Pristine Radiance, you can move each of them 20.
All right. So the arm can't move, right?
Well, the arm, it's not going to move off the wall, but you can throw the arm part of it.
All right. So I whip that arm into the chamber.
Okay.
And Tim, do you want to be moved to the back of the?
No, I'm
anywhere?
right in the thick of things. I'm happy where I am.
You're happy.
Okay. Well, so you when you you grab onto this with the alien force and just slam this arm up against the wall, and it just falls limp.
All right.
So this thing is definitely out of commission. You can see that there's a big dent, a big heavy dent in this leg. Yeah, so Tim, I don't know if that changes your opinion on whether you want to be moved. But yeah, this arm is
Yeah, if that
It's
armor-
gonna get to activate this turn, but it's
Yeah, if
oh no,
that ar-
it won't because this is the other activation.
Yeah, if you
Uh,
wanna,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, if you can move me and just slide me 1 hex west, basically, that'd be nope, that's northwest. Yeah, there. Thank you.
Okay, sweet.
Want to move this boss body?
Yeah, it must be nice to be close to enemies when your tank is in front of them, absorbing all the hits.
Yeah, that's what a tank's job is.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It sounds like you're actually thinking.
Yes, it's nice when the tank does their job. It's awesome.
So, Josh, can Courtney actually?
There are
move-
no unresolved issues from previous campaigns that we need to go into.
Seriously.
Courtney, Josh, can Courtney move the boss body?
No, it's just way too heavy.
It's just massive. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, back when I played the tank last time, the whole auto taunting didn't exist, so it feels a lot better to play a tank now. You feel like I'm feeling like a champion these days.
Yes, when you don't have to think about it, it's really easy.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I would move myself there and then up.
All right, so Dr. NIBO calls out, "You are interfering for the last time. I will come down there and deal with you myself." And he the robot body stops jittering, and you see this this swarm essentially of these little they look like a neuron or an octopus or something. It's like a globular body with all these little tendrils shooting out, just come out of the area around around the bust, right? And start working to disconnect this head from where it's moored onto the body.
Hey, good news, guys! We don't have to fight the body.
I mean, I'm not too scared of the head. For fuck's sake, it shows the name Dr. NIBO.
Oh, to say bad news, I think I saw this anime once. It did not go well.
This was also the plot of Mass Effect 2.
That did go well, though.
You know about Mass Effect 2, but you don't understand us fucking self.
All I've been doing for the past year is playing Red Dead Redemption and enjoying myself enormously. Both myself and in character.
We're just like...
Okay, so we are back to the everyone but Courtney scrub.
Okay. So I'm gonna shoot this arm. And because I don't like it. Can I ricochet a bullet up and hit this guy's head?
No, it's too
I
high.
can't ricochet a bullet that far?
Too high.
Damn. Okay.
I'm gonna go after the arm, because I want to see what the re-taunting situation with the arm is.
Yep. So I'm gonna shoot the arm with the rattling shot. And yeah. Though we'll probably kill it before it gets to go again, but you never know. Yep. And I'm gonna use my powerful gun because why not? Alright. That might hit.
9 is insufficient.
Dang. I really don't want to reroll. I really don't want to use up all my rerolls before we fight this guy. Do y'all think you have this in hand? I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Okay, so it's a 4?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dabe does not conceive the idea of failure.
Takes 4 damage, and then can I, since I only did one thing, can I prepare an action? Is that a thing I can do?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna prepare an action to gather courage, just in case this guy, something hits me before my next activation.
In case the worst should happen. Got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I play a card face down to do that, correct?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Awesome.
All right. Tim Dave.
I'm gonna go after the arm, so. So team can go. Matt appears to be dead, but
He just walked away, so can you go?
no, can the arm go?
No. Can you go?
I want to. The arm is taunted currently. I don't want to like re-taunt it while it's already taunted. Can the
Well,
arm?
then the arm can go.
Yeah.
Okay. 16. Where's your expertise?
That is a that's gonna be a hit actually.
An actual, honest to goodness hit?
I don't think I have a
that's what I like
bonus to
hear.
hit this thing.
That never happens.
I know. It's been
All
rolling
right.
very well.
You're feeling really smug about about what you did to that other robot arm last turn, and
Which, to be fair, was
distracted by your
awesome.
own smugness, it manages to like grab you by the ankle. You take 10 damage, it lifts you up off the floor, and it's just gonna huck you at. Well, Tim's the closest. Probably Tim. Tim. Okay. It's gonna try to huck you at Tim. So this is gonna be against your might defense.
I don't have the thing actually, so I will take the full 10.
You're mumbling.
It's gonna be 16 against your might defense.
Oh, that's definitely a hit.
Okay. So that's gonna be 13 damage from the like whipping you through the air as this robot. And then you are immediately adjacent, or whatever, including grapple line. So it's going to be 18 base damage minus whatever you reduce it by.
Can I use Grace to reduce the damage?
Yes.
Then I will do that. I'm
I'll
also
reduce it by
adjacent.
21.
Okay. You're good.
Oh, 1 second. I have too many windows.
When in doubt, have psychic powers.
Yeah.
I'm glad grapple line has been awesome.
It has been.
I reduced the damage then by 18.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you two get tangled up momentarily, but like between sort of like a creating a psychic like bungee line to soften the blow, and Dave being pretty spry, you managed to kind of sort it out.
So we don't take any actual damage from this.
You don't take any extra damage from that.
I still take a fatigue from the first heat. But...
Right. Yeah. So just from like it picked you up and then it whipped you around, but like the you managed to pretty much recover from being hurled at a guy.
That's me.
Just
Okay.
to be clear.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Okay. So now it is Dave's turn.
Right. I'm gonna gather courage.
I just got randomly disconnected from
Yeah, I saw that.
Cockatrice.
It told me that my buddy M. Brooks has signed on.
And then I will do a basic attack.
I got the socket had closed the connection, which is a great error message.
I'm assuming 16 hits expertise on this thing.
Oh yeah.
It takes 10 damage and is taunted.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. Courtney.
I think I get to go.
Yeah. Team
Oh, that's
hasn't
right. You
gone
walked
yet.
away.
Yeah.
I knew. I intentionally skipped Marco, but you just weren't here.
Yeah, no, I asked for the boss to go before me, but
I do a robot arm guards attack.
Nice.
Courtney's in range, so Courtney will get bonus damage again on this if it hits. So 12 against vitality.
Yep.
All right, so 10 damage.
Okay.
And I guess I will do the standard Marco action and prep an action to gather courage.
Okay. Now it's Courtney's turn.
Oh, okay. We're just attacking the arms now, right? So I will cast guiding light.
Yeah, we can't attack the head yet.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any ranged attacks, so.
Guiding light is, I think, happening. Can I push it? There it goes.
that's a 1.
Insufficient.
Oh, no.
It's sufficient. So I fly up and the beam just goes wild as I sky face down.
All right.
Dumb.
Wrong one face down.
Let's
Do you
see.
do you
Okay, so
ride
we are...
do you ride the stick like a witch's broom?
Sometimes.
Depending how what mood strikes me.
Yeah. Surf on that thing for sure. No, not on a witch's broom, like a surfboard.
Oh, okay, all right. I had some sort of like Hogwarts Quidditch imagery in my head.
No. You like hop on.
Okay, sweet. We're back to the other activation. No second arm. The head is now mostly free. It's sort of like you can see that the last few bolts and connectors are being dislodged, and there is now like a plume of steam and smoke that's starting to emerge between it and the like the torso of this robot. And Dr. NIBO calls down, "Enjoy your last moment of existence."
Oh, shut up.
How's it going to get down here? Is it just...
He's just gonna fall on you.
Yeah, it's just gonna like fall down.
Just face first, right on Dave.
It's fine. I have a lot of grace to dodge it.
Last thing I'm going to see is some robot butthole head right from my face.
Oh no.
What are you gonna do? Bleed on me? All right. So this is Merwin Scrum.
Yes.
Okay.
It's called the Everybody But Todd Scrum.
Everybody but Todd Scrum. All right. I'm gonna try to shoot this arm yet again. Put a hand together real quick. Come on. There we go. Okay. All right. Does anyone want to move?
I'm right where I want to be.
Yes. Anybody else? You don't have to. It's just an additional effect. Okay.
Good.
Because I'm going to play it anyway because it targets vitality. So I'm going to play Covering Fire on the robot arm. And I'm going to try to use my power shot and have it actually do some damage. We shall see. Hi-oh!
That seems pretty good.
With minimum damage.
Minimum damage. But
Minimum damage is still 11, though.
Yeah. Well,
But that is a hit.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
The thing is, like, now that I know it's a hit, you know, it makes a lot more sense to roll for additional damage.
No, it doesn't.
Rather than just using a bunch of rerolls, never knowing if you're going to hit or not.
The difference between dealing 11 damage or like 16 isn't that big.
Okay, that's fair. That's true, especially since my minimum damage is stupidly high.
Yeah, like.
All right, he takes 11 damage.
Okay.
Anybody want to move?
All right, nope, we're good.
Good.
So Merwin, if you want to move or prepare a gather card, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll move on to Dave or Tim.
I'm gonna go after it.
Okay. Tim.
I am going to low blow once again the robot arm and make it sad about its life.
Okay.
As soon as I remember how to get these things to the graveyard that are already there. Dink.
You can drag them.
Control delete. Okay. But yeah, boop, boop, low blow. Aggressive.
Robonards!
Who hasn't attacked yet that I can give bonus damage to?
Dave.
I haven't attacked it, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's good because you are pretty much guaranteed to hit. So I'll give you the +3 damage bonus.
Nice.
Your robot nards. That's a yeah. So,
That's real good.
Yeah.
Holy
so,
crap.
Well, hey, so 10 damage. Just keep wailing on it with the glowing psychic damage rebar.
All right, you rebar right in the face. Okay, so it's gonna attack Dave. All right, that's gonna be 13 versus expertise that tries to grab you.
That is a glance. I still do not have a bonus again. No, wait. We have Guiding Light. So it's not a glance. It's an actual miss.
Do you have Guiding Light?
No.
Courtney Guiding Light last turn, right?
I missed.
Oh, you missed. Then yeah, it's a glance.
Okay.
My macro is wrong. I should be getting an extra +1 damage, I think, from enhanced attack.
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
Okay.
Like I said, I just put numbers in your macros. I didn't actually check your character sheets.
Yep. No, this is fine. I think I can edit it, and it will work out fine.
Yeah, probably you should also have +1 to aim, Steven. It should be +1. Is it enhanced? In any case, check your character sheet versus the macro.
Okay.
Probably that's good general advice. Okay, so that'll be 6 damage from the glance. And that was a retaunt. And then we'll glance you again. Another 6 damage.
Oh, I added 5 instead of 6. So I was at 15 and then I got to 21.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That should be a d12 +3 to hit with my heavy power.
Right. Yeah, so it should be +1 plus your expertise. Because
yeah.
Your enhanced attack. I didn't put enhanced attack and enhanced defense in there. And probably I should have because that would simplify things. I was doing this very quickly. Okay, so
if I just throw a plus,
yeah, just put a +1 in there.
Okay, just after the expertise.
+2 plus expertise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So between the mustache and the square brace.
Yeah, I got that part.
Yeah.
The bonus increase for precision weapon is 2, right?
That's right.
Okay, so in total it's die roll plus expertise +2 from precision +1, so +3 total. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is d6 plus might +1.
Okay, that
Look,
that
I did it so that I don't have to do the math anymore.
Yeah.
It's all it's all done for me.
Yeah, and also the critical failure and successes were wrong for me because I do the thing where I critical failure at 3 and critical success at 10.
I added those.
But you put it CF less than 3 instead of less or equal than 3.
No, it's the same syntax.
Oh, so CF less than 3 will count 3 as a critical failure?
It will.
Okay.
Yeah. I was also kind of baffled by the syntax when I saw it because it's obviously not correct.
Yeah.
But that is the way it's done.
Alright. Then I will refix the other one because it wasn't.
Okay. Let's see. So, Dave, did you, when you finish fixing your macros, go ahead and make
I'm
your
gonna go
attack?
after the arm, so I have the arm go first.
Okay.
Okay, I think my accuracy shot is correct. It was only my power shot that was missing +1 to aim.
Interesting.
No, wait.
Yeah, I've got the aim bonuses right, but it's just not on the damage. At least I think.
No, there's a +2 on this. I think this is correct. Hang on. Let me look. Let me see what I'm doing here. Sorry. Not as good at reading code as the rest of you.
Marco, okay, there we go.
Boom!
That's pretty good.
Describe it as solid,
Critical.
which I just rolled for it, but I just forgot to mention that it's also my moment of greatness.
Nice.
Okay.
It's also a critical hit.
Yeah.
It's an extra 8 damage. So it's 16.
And yeah, I'll attach a ringing blow to it. Let me figure out. I have a macro that tells me what my crits do. Yeah, so 8 extra damage. So that's gonna be 16 damage, and I'm gonna finally get a +1 bonus, blah blah, and he loses his next activation. Well,
All
one
right,
action.
Yeah, you managed to slice something important. As this like 4-fingered claw, like one of the fingers starts just like randomly kind of like jittering around and falls limp.
I will also
It's
gather.
still got 3 functioning and grabby fingers though.
I also
All
got
right,
it.
so Courtney.
All right.
Oh, don't forget you had 3 bonus damage from the.
Ooh, that's right.
Oh yeah, so it takes
19.
19.
Not bad. You gotta be a personal best.
All right. Is anyone hurt? There's been a lot of numbers going
I would
on.
use a little bit of healing, but
I'm okay.
I mean, I'm not. I'm 15 off my max unhealable.
Yeah. Throw some healing on Dave.
Yeah. All right. I'll actually just fly over to here and shoot through all 3 of y'all. Not that it matters, because I can't hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
What am I?
It's pristine radiance anyway. So there's that. And oops, I'm trying to do that. There we go. Flying, shooting. And here we go. Back to here. And this is, oh, that's 2. So I missed again.
Okay. But you do hit Dave and Tim, so they'll both be healed. And then you'll deal 5 damage to the robot arm because you healed an adjacent enemy.
So I heal for 12.
Because the pristine radiance applies, which then blasts them. That's a nice side effect.
Yeah.
Okay then. And there is a radiance now, but it doesn't grant anything. Oh, but you can move. You can move a lot. You can move 20 again. No, you can move. Yeah. So I can try to. I missed the arm, but you guys can move, right? Each target hit.
Sure, I'll be here.
I moved you so that your bars would be visible, or I moved the head so that your bars would be visible, and you just immediately like slid up so that your bars are invisible.
That's fair. I will stay in a place where my bars are visible.
I think I can send it to the back, and then we'll put it behind your bars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in front of the claw. I don't understand why I'm in front of the claw, but behind the head.
I don't know.
There you go.
All right, I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, Steve, that video of the katana was hilarious.
What's that?
That video of that katana was hilarious.
Oh, wasn't that amazing?
The one where the guy breaks it on like QVC?
No, someone was testing a like
Ollie.
dime store katana against a 2-liter bottle, and the katana just like bent like a wet noodle. Like it didn't even go through a like full 2-liter bottle of soda under pressure.
It was cartoonish because it like deformed in the shape of the bottle almost.
Yeah. It was really good.
It was great.
I was staggered. Yeah.
The classic really cheap katana video is the one of the guy on QVC, like, or like some QVC equivalent, like talking about the quality of the katana. And he like slaps it against the table a couple of times. The second time he hits it on the table, it just like snaps and like bounces and like sticks into his chest, and he like falls.
And then like some rando like guy working in the studio who obviously was not camera ready for his primetime moment just like comes out and looks into the camera and he's like, folks, it does look like we are going to need to take a break for some major surgery in the studio.
All right. So this robot arm is looking like it's in big trouble.
All right, I think I fixed this.
Head is now fully detached from the body, and it is like floating above. Like it has jets that are kind of at the bottom of the bust.
Fucking jets.
So it's flying in the air. Says, now your doom is at hand, and it kind of like floats outward. So you probably have one round before it makes its way down and attempts to annihilate you in whatever its preferred fashion is.
It's fine. We're good against just random annihilation. We're not just to lock it in, but
yeah. Also, at the same time, rockets on the feet of this body start to fire.
What?
And this whole like loading area is starting to just like fill with smoke.
All right, I'm the hell out. I'm moving as fast as my cowboy boots will allow me to run.
You were already in. You were already out.
I'm within the door jam.
I'm on the periphery.
Look, if there's one thing I know, it's that you don't want to be like in a contained room when a rocket is going off.
Again, you don't know how a fax machine works.
Yeah. How do you know that?
It's basically a cannon.
Yeah, it's basically Look, that's how my uncle died, except it was a bunch of dynamite in a tiny little cave. It's the principle is the same.
Okay, so
I shout backwards at you as I'm running away.
I'm at Fort Lombardia, whatever.
Okay, are you going to shoot it before or after you?
Oh
flee?
yeah, I guess I can shoot it before I flee. Can I shoot this head?
You can shoot at the head or you can shoot at the arm.
Oh, the arm's still alive.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, yeah, then I will definitely shoot at the arm before I flee. And yeah. Gonna get rid of these bad boys. And does anyone need to be moved before they get incinerated?
I want to try something, so leave me where I am.
You know, fun fact, if we leave now, the arm will never be able to attack anyone ever again.
That is also true.
Because it's taunted on me, so unless I come back later...
It's bolted uselessly to the wall, flailing for all eternity.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how taunts work.
Taunts expire after one turn. This is in the rules.
Well...
Now you see, Josh, my way is funnier.
How does everyone feel about that? leave the room with the flaily arm, or should I shoot it?
Oh, finish the arm. We need the XP.
Yeah, we don't need
we need the loot drop. Yeah.
Don't leave any orphans, Steven. Inconsiderate.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have like what 2% to drop the hammer of Bogardian, so like we have to keep at it. We need to grind on arms.
Arm grind.
Yeah.
Don't skip arm day. Okay, but seriously, should I shoot this arm?
Yes.
Or should
Yes, shoot the arm.
Okay. I will shoot the arm. Good luck moving ever again. All right, I'm gonna do covering fire, which is against vitality. And here we go. Come on, power shot. Hey, is that a hit?
It is.
Dope. All right, takes 15 damage.
All right. I think that. Pretty good at it. Hold on. Let me consult the actuarial tables. Nope, not quite. You shoot it, and it's like kind of hanging on. I already got this one like non-functional finger, and it's sort of like jittering around now.
Darn it.
And it's robot death throws.
Hoping I would kill that. Oh well.
Team get
All right.
murdered.
So Merwin can move while Merwin is moving. Tim?
Yep.
Is the robot body with rocket jet boots starting to rise?
You think it will be momentarily. It's certainly starting to attempt to rise.
Can I aim it toward the head?
The head is on the top. What are you trying to do? You're trying to like...
So I thought the head had become detached from the body.
Do you want to special deliver the body against the head? Is that what you're asking?
I don't have special delivery in my hand. I was hoping to like... the body's probably too big for me to telekinetically affect.
I would assume so.
It's enormous.
It's like half a Saturn V rocket.
I thought the body was rising. Oh no, it's nowhere near the size of a. I thought the body was rising up, and I was going to see I could aim the body to collide into the head because that would be funny.
It is not moving that fast yet.
Okay. Okay. I will instead just robot nard attack the
Okay.
the arm. Offensive stance still. So that's probably not going to do the job. That's a 9.
That is a surprisingly small number of elephants.
Nope, that is just a glance, but
That'll be
maybe good enough.
Yeah, that'll be a 5 damage on a glance.
Okay. So that is actually sufficient to destroy this remaining robot arm. As this room fills with smoke, and this head floats off of the torso. It's after 11 p.m. Do you want to do the rest of this fight next time?
That's
It's like
probably.
a
I have
full
tomorrow.
size pirate.
I took tomorrow off, but it's probably a good idea just in general.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop here. The body is taking off. The head of Dr. NIBO is floating away. You guys can, if you want to move out of this room, you can take move actions. But the head is currently like way up in the air.
There's no undo.
I could just climb on the rails. Try and reach the head. Probably get
Also,
it
for the purposes of rerolls, this is the like we're moving to another encounter, so you can regenerate your rerolls now.
Oh, this is the second encounter? Oh, dang. Okay. I would have been a lot saucier with my rolling.
How many luck were you down to?
I was down to 5, but I was saving them for this.
Oh, it's not the 5 luck.
fine.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys wanna take move actions or whatever, you can do them now. Otherwise, we'll do them. We'll start with the first round of combat against the flying head of Dr. NIBO.
And I assume we're doing that with a brand new deck, fully shuffled.
Yes.
I'm going to because I completely screwed up my graveyard.
There you go.
Well, the game will the cockatrice game won't last for
Right.
Oh, that's true.
4
Good
days or
point.
whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no. When the game, I will be conceding from this game right now.
Oh yeah, I'm leaving the game right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna close out of that as well.
So yeah, so between now and next week, I guess if you didn't already, go ahead and make sure that the macros are consistent with your actual character sheet. If you want to upgrade to the new decks, that's fine. We will.
What's different with the new decks? I saw I could download them all.
Yeah, so you can download. So right now, the button to download the set will take you to it'll navigate you to the web page, which is just the XML document that you then have to save as. I don't know why it doesn't work to actually just use it as a download button. I may see if I can fix that over the weekend. But
Okay.
you can just follow the link and then do save as, and then open it as a set, and that will have all of the updated, all of the fonts will be consistent, all that kind of stuff. And also, because of the way it works, the card text might become out of date, but if I update the card image will be correct because it's pointing at a URL that I'll be updating. So the card image will always be correct if I change the card, even if the card text, if you look at the card, becomes inconsistent.
Yeah, even if the card gets oracled, the
right. Okay. So if the card gets oracled, it won't update the set in your local, but it will update the image that you see.
The image will always be correct. The oracle text, it's kind of the opposite of Magic cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, if you downloaded the set again, I'll regenerate the library when I update it. So if you download the set again, it would update it, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If we just had to follow, can someone rip Marco's instructions out of chat or something and make a job aid? This is how you apply your new deck, or was that in the email?
It's not in the email, it's in chat. Josh, do you think you could just put that on the website with the, or even just in the XML file, just as comments, be like, hey, to install this thing, do X and Y,
and in theory, but I mean, you just go to in Cockatrice, you just go to add set and then you add it.
Okay.
Yeah, there is basically in Cockatrice there is an instruction that is add custom set, and then you just feed it the XML file, but
we don't need. Then what do we delete the old set? Because we don't need it, right? You only need ever the one set.
Right.
Yeah, you should delete the old set from the folder.
Yeah, I don't actually know how to do that. I just turned them off in my.
Oh yeah, you can also do that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, in any case, if you want to upgrade, that should work. It shouldn't be any problem. I tested both the set and the individual decks. So if you level up, you can just say hey, re-download my deck, and it will give you a new deck, and then you can import it, and it just runs.
Nice.
And then I already made the changes to adherence stuff. I don't know, Todd, you can think about I was thinking about for Beacon of Light or something, for some of the things that target one thing. I thought it might be interesting if it were oh, it's got to be within 25 feet or within your pristine radiance. So like if you've already got pristine radiance on something, then you can hit it again. But I don't know. It may just be too cute, right? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about that. You talked about adding a multiplier or something where the radius was
R-
better.
Right. So like if you already got your pristine radiance on something, then like you can essentially like keep refreshing it with certain spells. So I don't know. I'll think about it a little more. And then the last thing is, we are going to jump after next time to like level 12, I guess. Some of the level 10 options are probably either totally broken or not very interesting. Just because the balance is very different. So like things that have to do with like damage and hit probably work fine, but there are some things that are related to like movement or primarily movement that just like because movement is generally just kind of at a higher base power level in Super's world, they probably aren't very interesting. So if you have one of those, just let me know. I'll try to review them, and then if you have one of those, I'll think about what I want to do about it.
You're talking about the Epiphany?
Yes.
Oh, just add an apostrophe. Maybe you mean Epiphany's me. Think of that. Those lines every time someone says Epiphany. Good old Bob Hoskins. Oh, just add an apostrophe.
Oh, my favorite role for Bob Hoskins was in Balto, where he, a Cockney actor, plays a Russian goose and sounds like Tuco from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which was Eli Wallach, who was a Jewish actor, a Jewish New Yorker playing a Hispanic man.
Yep.
So,
these are roughly the same.
right.
I mean, if you just like add up all these components,
yeah,
that's
they
about right.
Somehow you get the same result. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, just take a look at your level 10 stuff. Let me know if there's anything that, upon closer consideration, I should look at before we actually try to play a game at level 12. Otherwise, we'll just keep going from there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yep.
Hey,
Sounds
Steve.
good.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Look at this. Calm dog.
Later.
Oh, nice.
Bye.
Adorable. Oh my gosh. Cutie.
All right. Have a good night,
Well
guys.
done, that's
All right.
Todd.
See y'all.
All right. See you
Later.
Bye.
Bye.